Alrighty, hopefully we are live. Cool. Hopefully this all works out. Let me just check and make sure here on YouTube. Today, as you can see in the video title, we're going to be talking about Facebook advertising for real estate. Check and make sure here. Cool, seems to be working today. Cool. Alright, so this is going to be a short video. I just wanted to kind of touch on some things that I'm currently doing for my real estate group, my realtor. So some things that I've noticed. I've been running ads for this group for about 3 weeks, 2 weeks. We've generated a fair amount of leads, but something that I've noticed, and I knew this going in, but a big thing that you have to focus on is your offer. So with real estate, I mean, it's a big investment. It's a big investment from the customer standpoint. So deciding on a home, deciding on a realtor is a big decision, right? So you make sure. Cool. So you have to make sure that your offer is irresistible. Okay, and I know I've talked about this in my other videos, but you really do. So it depends on who you're going after. You really have to think about your demographic and what customers you're going after. So whether that's an older crowd, a younger crowd, what do they want? So something that we're using for our seller campaigns, so people that are selling their homes, looking to list their homes on the market, is a PDF guide. Okay, and the guide it's like 7 ways to increase the value of your home today. So we use that as the bait for younger people, or maybe people, the demographics a little wider there. But you can use something like that to get people enticed to, it's something tangible that they can receive from giving their information over. So, yeah, that's something that we're using. And it's working well. We are also doing, so something I noticed that wasn't working was very basic pictures and copy that was more so kind of like a relationship building ad. So it wasn't giving anyone anything specifically. It was more like, hey, you want to sell your house? Give us your information. We'll call you. I knew those wouldn't really work. We didn't have anything to work with at the time. So that's all we had. And they didn't do well. The cost per click was super high. No one was converting. So you really have to have your offer nailed down. You have to have something that you're giving away. And this doesn't have to be like a PDF. You can have, like, let's say you have a list, like a page, like a listing page. You can say, hey, if they're looking to buy, you can say like, hey, here's our free report of homes in this price range, or homes under this price. And that's a really good way to entice the buyers with, oops, sorry, I just got a text message. That's a really good way to entice the buyers, because then, they're getting an exclusive, like, free report on homes in this area, or homes at this price range. So that's a good way to get buyers interested. So make sure your offer is good. I know that open houses work really well. If you want to do like a VIP event, this is a good way to run a funnel to like a VIP voucher for a certain home. And a good thing to do with this is video. So if you're going to run an ad, run a video. Make sure if you can go in and do like a video of the house and edit it to make it look kind of cool, post that as a post engagement ad, and then run the traffic to that. And then on the landing page, set up a funnel like in ClickFunnels where they claim like a voucher and add scarcity to it. Say, we only have 20 or 30 left, and that'll get people to act. Again, adding scarcity in there is a way to get people to take action. Let me just check this real quick, guys. 1 second. And that'll get people to act. Cool. All right. So yeah, VIP events, PDFs, like I said. And another thing that I'm going to start testing, and this is something that I saw, I forget their name. It was like a real estate software that I saw, and these guys had some videos about Facebook advertising that they posted like over a year ago. It was actually really, really good, and I hadn't thought about this technique, but basically what he explained in the video was most people don't like to see an ad and then hit a landing page and give their information, which is true. I mean, it's hard to convert those people unless you're really giving the ideal customer exactly what they want, and they're okay to give their information. Sometimes that's harder than you think. So what he explained in the video was, that's not going to work. What he explained in the video was get people, do like post engagement. So do like page posts and boost the posts on your actual page. So let's say you have a realtor page and you post like a blog post, or maybe like a cool engaging video, maybe some drone footage, something cool that would get people to engage and click off to maybe your website. So what he explained in the video was have something that you could click and go to the website. So you're basically running like a clicks to website ad. And the whole purpose is to create, to get your pixel like seasoned. So you basically are getting people straight to your website to get your pixel bigger, get more knowledge, more information on your pixel. And then what you do is you take that pixel information and you go to Facebook and you create like a custom audience, and then you run more targeted specific ads to those people that have clicked your website. So what you're doing basically is you're warming people up. So it might be cold. They're obviously cold if they don't know who you are. Okay, so you're taking them to you're putting a cold message in front of them. So, whether that's a video, a blog post, something like a cool article, whatever it is on your website, you get them to click off to your website, and then they hit your website, the pixel fires, and you now basically have their information. You don't have their information, but you can target them with other stuff. So what you do is then it's like a two-phase thing. So you get them to pixel, you get them to cookie, and then you run traffic, or you run ads more specifically to them. So then maybe you can kind of tease them. You can say like, hey, I saw you checked out our website. We thought you might like this. Something like that would get them, because basically what you're doing at this point is you're getting your face in front of them as much as you can. When, people don't buy, they don't buy on the first touch or the second touch or the third touch. I think the statistic now is it takes 7+ touches to get someone to buy. So what you're doing is you're basically creating a loop of information. You're getting your face in front of them, and you're top of mind to them at this point. So it's a really cool way to take the cold traffic, warm it up, and make it hot. So that process was a post engagement or a clicks to website type advertisement to your website. So you can do a blog post, statistics, something cool, like maybe prices have dropped from this year to this year by this much, whatever. Get them to your website, get them to pixel, and then run retargeting. So you go into Facebook and you take you create like a custom audience, and I can make a video on that. You can look it up. It's not that hard to figure out how to make custom audiences, but then it's basically, it's for people that landed at this URL, and then it's whatever URL you were going after. So maybe it's that article, and then you can take all that pixel information and say like, hey, Facebook, I want to see all the people that landed on this URL page, and it will take all that information, and then you can run advertisements specifically to that custom audience. So it's really, really cool. And it's a really cool way to really hyper target certain people. So you know exactly what they saw, and then you can then form your advertisement around that, and then push it and you can push it and have it only seen by those people. So it's really cool. Another thing I wanted to talk about was your targeting. So your targeting has to be on point. Okay. And this really depends on, because there's no one size fits all answer to anything. Like, you have to use your brain. You have to figure out, what type of home is this? Who typically buys these homes in this price range, in this area? You have to think about just those small types of things, because, it's not going to make sense to advertise to a 50-year-old in a place that people in their mid-20s live at. Maybe it's like an urban, like a modern area. You're not going to advertise that to a 50-year-old or a 60-year-old. It just doesn't make any sense. So you have to think about your targeting. You have to think about your demographics. You can create lookalikes. You can, that's more advanced, but, see who's converting. If you're running ads, see who's converting, see who's clicking. Facebook will tell you what age and demographics of people are clicking your ads, which ones are actually taking the action, because that's really all that matters, right? Is people that are taking action on your website or on your landing page, whatever it is. Those are the people that are most likely to opt in or buy from you. So pay attention to that, and then take that information and create new ad sets. That will decrease your ad spend because you're more targeted. Your relevance score goes up. That's another way that Facebook determines how much your cost is. Your relevance score, how often people are seeing your ad, and then it pays by impressions. So, or CPM, whatever. So you have to, have the best ad possible to the most relevant people possible to get the lowest cost per lead, per action, whatever. So your targeting has to be on point if you want cheap advertising. So think about your demographics, think about your age, think about income. How much money do they make? If this is a $1 million house, why would you target 25-year-olds who make $150,000, $60,000 a year? It doesn't make any sense. And I hope that makes sense to you. I hope you realize that it doesn't make sense to advertise to people who can't afford. Oh, hold on. Is the stream going down? Uh-oh. Hold on, guys. 1 second. It says that it's loading on my page. 1 second. Want to make sure this is working. Maybe. Okay. So yeah, guys, just make sure your targeting makes sense. Okay. You can create lookalike audiences. So maybe you have an email list. Maybe your realtor has a list of people that they've had on their email list. Maybe that they have signed up for a newsletter. Whatever it is, they have emails. LinkedIn, you can also extract contact information from LinkedIn. So you can take all these emails, put them into Facebook, and you can target those people alone. And then you can take those people and create lookalike audiences. So it will create and find people that are like people you already know, work with. It's amazing. So that's another way to find good prospects or good targeting, good customer targeting, is to create those lookalike audiences. Hi, Jason. Love you. So where was I? So yeah, like I said, buyer campaigns are important to have your pricing aligned. Like I said before, if it's expensive home, if it's $500,000 and you're targeting, like I said, 25-year-olds that make 60K, 50K, it's not gonna make sense. So just make sure if you're running buyer campaigns that your pricing, your demographic targeting is on. Okay, and this is something you can talk with your realtor about. Like, you're not going to know this. You might, you can research it too, but talk to your realtor. They're going to give you the information you need to know how to target, who to target. So, just ask them, who typically buys these homes? Who do you see most often? What age? What's their income? What's their household income? Are they married? Are they single? And that's another thing. Like if you're doing buyers, typically buyers are maybe renters. So you can target renters, you can target single, you can target married. You can target there's even something in Facebook where you can target first-time home buyers. You can target first-time home buyers, which is crazy. Granted, it's not. Wait, I didn't know that was you, dude. Sorry. So distracted. Sorry. You can target first-time home buyers. Granted, this is third-party information that isn't exactly accurate, and Facebook doesn't. This isn't information that Facebook gathers. It's information that third-party businesses or like sell to Facebook. So it's not 100% accurate. It's something to try if you think it might help. I mean, it doesn't hurt to just try and see, maybe run a different ad set to see if that converts for you. It might not, but it's worth a try. I typically don't mess with those because from my knowledge, from what I hear, they don't convert that well. They don't work. But I mean, try it. See if it works for you. Another thing I want to talk about, I think this is like the last thing I want to talk about. This is a short video, but I just wanted to kind of talk about some of the stuff that I'm doing and some of the stuff that I'm seeing works. One more thing here, I'm actually going to write it down. I want to talk about ClickFunnels and something that we changed in ClickFunnels that's working a little bit better for us. So post engagements and clicks to website ads. So post engagements are actually really good to run. Most people think, oh, I just want conversions, I just want clicks. But post engagements are really good to, like I said before, getting clicks to your website. If you run like a really engaging ad, a video ad, or an informational, like statistical, maybe like it's an infographic or a blog post or a video. Post engagement ads will pull people to that ad who engage on posts, whether they like it, comment, whatever. It'll get a lot of traction to the advertisement and thus hopefully clicks. So like I said before, you do want a lot of clicks to your website because you can take that pixel information and retarget. But try that out. Try out post engagement ads. Make sure it's engaging and it's cool. Videos are super, they work. They're super engaging. They work well. So if you can get a hold of videos, if you can just shoot some videos on your iPhone of like an open house or your realtor talking about a topic or something, that would be very, very good. Okay, so the last thing I want to talk about is ClickFunnels. So something that we noticed in our campaigns was that people were less likely to give their information if the form was here. I'm gonna draw it for you kind of here. So typically we had like a picture or a video on the left side of the landing page, and then what we had is we had like a 3-tier kind of form. So it was like this, okay, and that would be like name, email, phone. Okay. And when people saw that, I think what was happening is they were more intimidated to give away this information, like all of this information. They saw it as like, oh, I got to give up all of this. So what we changed is we did a split test, and on the other page we literally had this was on one of our house listings. So what we did was we have, like, this is crazy because since we changed this, yesterday we got like 100 clicks, and before that we had 100 clicks total in like 5 days. So we changed this and we had 100 clicks, and I think we had like 2 leads, and we had no prior leads before that. So this is working. But what we had is we had a picture. So the landing page was the picture of the house, and then right underneath it was just a button, and it said like, I'm interested, or tell me more, something like that. And once you clicked it, then it just had the email prompt. So, you know, less is more here, basically. So what's happening is psychologically, these people are thinking, oh, like they don't want a lot from me. They don't want a lot of information. I'm more likely to give them something. You know what I'm saying? So then when they typed in the email, what happened was when they hit the email, then they hit submit, then it prompted for name and phone number. So, but this was on another page. So basically we already snagged the email. And then if they hit enter, then it prompts to it goes to the next step in the funnel. If you guys know anything about ClickFunnels, you know what I'm talking about. But oh man, the hair's going wild. So they opted in on the first opt-in page. Email, hit submit, second page. So we now already captured the email. So the cool thing about this too is we can now take that information that we have, which is the email. We now have the email. So if they don't even opt in on the second page, we can again take the pixel information, retarget them, say, hey, if we wanted to, we could say, hey, you know, we saw you were interested in this home. You know, what made you stop whatever, I don't I don't know. I'm just saying you could technically retarget, because you now know the pixel, where they took action. You know that they didn't land on the thank you page, but they made it to the second opt-in page. But guys, the second opt-in page will have the phone number and name. So psychologically, it's just a way to, it's like a foot in the door, just getting the email. So you get the email, then you ask. You ask for a little bit, then you ask for a little bit more. So rather than asking all at once and scaring people away, you're just kind of getting your foot in the door and then asking. So we noticed that was just working better. It's been working better. We're still running it, but it seems to be outperforming the other page. So we're going to keep that up with all of our campaigns. I mean, I don't see why you wouldn't implement something like that. If you're able to, get bits of information at a time and people are more likely to opt in and convert, why not? Why not apply that pretty much anywhere? I mean, if it makes sense, but I think it makes sense pretty much anywhere in any campaign. So that's it. That's all I wanted to talk about. We went over how to make your offer good, what types of things, having events, like VIP events that people have to opt in for, PDFs. So, like I said before, we're using that 7 ways to increase the value of your home today, whatever. So make sure your offer is good. Make sure whoever you're targeting, make sure that the thing that you're offering them is exactly what they want, something that they would use, that they would want, that they want to know. So think about it, whether it's a seller, a buyer, whatever it might be. And then the targeting, make sure your targeting is on point. Make sure whatever your objective is matches the targeting audience. And that's it, guys. So let me know. I'm going to post this video as an actual post. Could you do more insight tutorials on Facebook? Yeah, I can. What would you like to see? I mean, I was thinking about doing some like targeting videos and how to use pixel information and create not lookalike audiences, custom audiences, because a lot of people have trouble doing the harder things in Facebook. As dumb as that sounds, I mean, Facebook, some of the things that Facebook can do, a lot of people just don't even know that it's available inside of Facebook. They just think like, oh, I make an ad and that's it. No, there's a lot more you can do. There's a lot of information that they give you, and there's a lot of stuff that people miss out on, like page insights, or audience insights. You can create custom conversions, custom audiences, lookalike audiences. There's a lot of stuff that you can do in Facebook that a lot of people just don't know about. So a more detailed view, how to set up an ad for a client. Okay. I mean, I can do that, but what type of client? I mean, I understand what you're saying, but it's different for every client. So I can show you generally how to set up an ad. That's quite simple, but what becomes hard, and not hard, but what I can't tell you is how to target, I can't tell you how to target, because that's all dependent on your client. So, if they're a gym or a yoga studio or a dentist or a chiropractor, all of those are going to have different targeting. Does that make sense? So I can't tell you, oh, here's how to target, here's who you should target. That won't help you. But I can show you, I can make a simple video on how to create an ad, and I can talk about the differences between like post engagements, traffic, clicks to website, conversions. I can talk about that stuff. That's easy. And I can do that for you if that's what you want. But in terms of the targeting, I can't really give you a clear answer. I can tell you how to get the information and maybe like a broad idea of how to target. But in terms of how to target, I can't help you. But sure, I can do that. I'll do that soon. I'm going to do most of these videos live though. So typically what I'm going to do is basically learn from my Google Analytics data who my audience is and target them. Yeah, I mean, yeah, totally. You should totally have Google Analytics set up, the tag manager. But yes, I mean, if you have information about your customers already, then yes, that's exactly how you target. But yeah, I can talk about that. But yeah, if you already have customer information, that's awesome, because you know exactly who buys from you. You know who converts. If you don't know who converts, then it's kind of like a game. You have to figure out who converts. But if you already have customer information, that's awesome. I mean, you can take that and just roll with it, which is really cool. What do you currently, is it a shop? So I don't know. What are you doing? Are you working with, okay, so you're working with clients. What type of clients are you working with? Like, what do you want to know? I mean, I can try to help you. You just got to tell me, who you're working with and kind of what you're doing. But I mean, yeah, right now I'm just working with, real estate, and I want to get into chiropractors. That's my thing. Chiropractors sound fun. But web shop that provides a service. Okay. So is it like a SaaS? Is it a software as a service, or is it what is the service? Or are they selling products? I know you said service, but target audience between the ages 16 and 25. Should I target outside the age ranges? No. Why would you target outside the age ranges? If those are who's buying, why would you target outside of that? You know, does that make sense? I mean, it's like, it doesn't make sense. Why would you target outside of who buys? You know, like, yeah, I know, I guess a lot of people will think like, oh, but if I target outside of who buys, maybe those people will start buying. And maybe, but probably not as much as the people that already buy will buy. You know, like if you're targeting to raise awareness, I'd be careful. I would be careful. That's my advice. I'd be careful with it. It might be okay to see if you get traction, but if you know that age group already works, like it, you might just be wasting money. It could be worth a try to see, maybe to see in your insights, like, oh, let's see, what did you say again? You said 16 to 25. So maybe, I mean, 16 to 25 though, man, I don't know what you're selling, but if you're going as low as the age of 16, I don't know what it is, but I'm assuming that people probably over 30 don't want this, whatever it is. I don't know what it is, and you don't have to tell me what it is, but I'd be careful, dude. I would just be careful, because you might just start wasting money if you're throwing a bunch of advertising dollars into advertisements that no one wants. So just keep that in mind. I mean, you can test it. Services related to games. Okay. Yeah, you could try it. You could try it and see, maybe 25 to 30 or 30 to 35. But gaming's weird. I mean, I know there's a lot of old, there's a lot of old nerdy guys as well, but it depends on the game. It depends on the demographics and who actually buys whatever you're selling or uses the service that you're advertising for. You could try it, but again, man, I would focus most of your dollars on the people that convert. But yeah, man, I'll make a video on how to make advertisements, kind of how generally to think about the targeting, because you know your offer has to it has to align with exactly who you're targeting. You know, you could be running two different ads to kind of two different segments of your target audience. So maybe like you have something more specifically for like 16 to 20 year olds, and then you have something more specific to like 20 to 25 year olds, and you could run two different ads and talk directly to those people, if that makes sense. Because maybe you don't have like one clear message that could go across and talk to everyone. Because I mean, 16-year-olds and 25-year-olds are very different. But if the message is pretty general, you could just use one, but maybe, maybe try splitting the messages. Excuse me. Maybe try splitting the messages and talking to 2 different groups of people within that target audience. That could maybe work, something like that. But I mean, I wouldn't steer too far from your target audience. Just tread lightly. That's my advice. Tread lightly, dude. You just really have to focus. You don't want to steer too far out from what is working, because why fix something that is not broke, as they say. Excuse me. I shouldn't be on my phone when I'm doing this stuff, man. No problem, dude. Let me know how it goes. Yeah, let me know how it goes. I'll make a video. I'll make that ad video that you want, because I need to put more Facebook stuff up. I just haven't been. I've just been focusing on doing it myself for like my client. So I just haven't been making YouTube videos. I just think it's easier to hop on live and talk to people. It's just easier for me. I don't have to edit. I literally just hop on and talk because I don't care. Like, this doesn't make me feel weird. I don't feel like nervous. So I can just hop on here and just shoot the video, just do it live, and then just post it. So not a big deal. But I guess there's probably no one else in here with questions right now. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna end it up here. I'm gonna wrap it up, and I'm just gonna post this as a video. So that's what I'm gonna be doing with all these live videos. So if you miss out on something, it will be posted. So you'll be able to see it the same day that I shoot it, or that I stream it, whatever. But yeah, that's it, guys. If you have any more questions and you were not in the live video, go ahead and leave a comment down below. I'll get back to you, and I will see you in the next video. Peace out.